Welcome to episode 43 of A Fighting Chance. I'm your host, Jared. Oh, join with my co-host, Sal. What's going
guys.
on? Our true MMA expert, Salvador the Ox Garcia, breaking down all the latest in MMA news, giving it to you raw.
Raw Dog. There's a fighter with a nickname Raw Dog. I think it's
Who is?
I can't remember. But there is a fighter.
He's my new favorite fighter.
Let me find this.
Then there was like the guy on the Australian card. What was his name? Like Pleasure or something?
The Pleasure Man.
Yeah. That was,
Brandon Royval is who's fighting for the belt actually.
Is Raw Dog?
It's Raw Dog, yeah. I'm rooting for him.
You are, aren't you?
I need a Raw Dog as a champion.
I thought Pantoja was your boy though.
Yeah, but he got the belt. You know, he did it. He won. He had the
He was an
fight.
Uber driver 9 months ago.
Yeah.
These are your words.
So wait, what? So I can't root for someone?
There's no loyalty. I can't even trust you.
Yeah. I hope Damon Jackson loses all his next fights. I'm just going against all our guests.
Remind me to tell you something about Damon Jackson, not during this show.
Okay. Why? Is it bad?
No, that was just a funny way to set it up. But no,
right.
I'm not going to say it now.
All right.
Let
me write it down.
Yeah, I want you to ask me later.
Yeah.
Now the 4 people listening to this are going to be like, what do they know about Damon Jackson?
Who's Damon Jackson?
Yeah, who is Damon Jackson? Dude, we had a little bit of a UFC card in Brazil this past weekend.
Yeah.
We could talk about it.
Great way to describe it.
We could talk about it or we couldn't. It's totally our call. But
honestly, I don't even think it's worth talking about.
Really? The whole card?
I think one thing that stood out was Nicholas Dalby looked really good.
Dude, he's awesome, right?
Yeah.
You know what's
that was
funny?
a real prospect.
Emily actually stayed up. Like she I think she was going to sleep. She came out for the last 2 fights, and she's sitting on the couch when Dalby was about to go out. She's like, I really like Dalby. I want him to win.
Yeah.
And she goes, he just seems like a nice Danish boy.
And then he beats the dude's ass.
Dude,
awesome.
and she goes, oh, go Dalby, like at the end, like she was like really like rooting for him at the end.
That's
and
awesome.
I was just
That's
like,
how you know she's not a casual.
Yeah, it was like a plus 400 to bet on him instead of that Bonfim.
I mean, that was a solid bet. Like, he's never been finished. He's only had, I think, like 3 or 4 losses to like Darren Till. It's like high level losses, you know.
The bet of all bets though would have been to make Derek Lewis going the distance.
Yeah, that shit sucked.
Not him winning, but like that fight going the distance is a mind-blowingly awesome bet to make. Well, because the thing is, you're getting to the round 3 of that, and you're like, this is probably going to go another 15 minutes.
Well, because I mean, Derek Lewis literally just laid there. Like that was his defense, is to just lay there. He wasn't scrambling. He wasn't like trying to get. He just, I don't know. He nullified jiu-jitsu somehow.
Okay, but this is worth mentioning because I mean you've been pretty hyped for Jailton Almeida like everybody else in the UFC and everybody who's a fan of the UFC. What do you feel right now? Come this Monday after.
I mean, he's
fight?
skilled. I think he didn't look as big as I thought he would have looked against Derek. So he's definitely not. I wouldn't say undersized at heavyweight, but he's not like massive like they're building him up to be.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, you can't knock it because he won. You know, he controlled literally, I think, 21 minutes of the fight. So.
And his transitions are pretty ridiculous, right?
Yeah. And the one critique I would have is that he could have chased the finish a lot earlier. Like, if you have a dominant position, then, take advantage of it. But maybe he wanted to go 5 and feel what it was like.
Don't you feel like there's something to be said for that? That he may have actually just wanted, like he had a main event in Brazil and didn't want.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if he could have finished him in the first round, he would have. But I think after that, it was like, okay, let's just pace this because Derek Lewis was dangerous at any point of him getting up.
I think he realized that, and like he was like, if I'm comfortable in these positions, he's not even trying to get out. I guess he was content with that, and he got to feel 25. Granted, it's not a real 25 because there's no, the guy's not fighting back.
They're not doing anything.
Yeah, so I guess you can call it going 5 rounds.
It's more of a 25-minute nap.
Yeah, but I think you do him in Volkov, and that's a real test.
Wow. You don't like him against Cyril Gane?
No, I don't. After that, after seeing what everyone else has been able to do to Derek Lewis, and then that he did this, I think if he would have finished Derek Lewis in the first round, then that's a little more justifiable.
But who was his last fight? He fought Curtis Blades?
Gilton?
Who'd Gilton fight last? At that main event in Nashville. Wasn't it Nashville?
I think it was Jairzinho Rosenstrike.
Okay.
And he was supposed to fight Curtis this fight, which I guess you could also rebook that. Curtis has got good takedown defense, or he's a wrestler. But yeah, I don't know. There's moments where like Derek defended really well, which could lead me to believe that if anybody has solid, at least decent takedown defense, they could piece his ass up on the feet. I don't know. It's a weird division. He's a weird, matchup.
Elvis Brenner, that was a pretty sweet knockout.
Yeah, that was scary. He hit him on the back of the head.
Yeah. And then Angela Hill gets it done.
She looked great, and Gomes had a lot of hype. But that's what she does. Like, how many times have we been in a situation where they give Angela Hill a prospect and she does her thing? She's a dangerous woman out there. For sure. That's a song, I think, by somebody.
It's got to be. But dude, I thought the crowd was better this time than the last Brazil crowd.
Oh yeah, that last Brazil crowd was horrible.
This was in a different city, right?
I think it was in Sao Paulo.
And the last one was in Rio, right?
I think so, yeah.
Might be something to that.
Maybe I'm not gonna. I was gonna say maybe Colby Covington was right, but I don't want to get attacked.
Maybe Colby Covington was right. Are you getting hyped right now for this weekend?
For this weekend, very hyped.
We haven't really talked about this. Yeah, no, we got one of our fighters though on the card, Vyacheslav.
Oh yes, Vyacheslav. It's a good fight too. His matchup.
That's a scary fight, man.
Nazi Sadikov, yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's a scary fight.
This sucks because I'm very high on Sadikov. I think he could go very far.
He's really good.
But I don't know. It depends how much Slava's improved his ground game.
Dude, we've talked to the guy. The guy seems so driven that I bet his ground game is top notch at this point.
He looked really great last fight. Got an awesome knockout. But damn, this is a tough ass fight to.
Based off of your Pantoja Royval comments, I don't know where your loyalty is going to be with this fight. No,
I'm 100% with Slava. I'm just saying this is one of those like, damn, I wish these two guys wouldn't have fought because I like both of them. But Slava's the man.
Nice.
And we got to have him back on.
We do. I think let's get him on after this knockout. Unless the knockout's so good and it catapults his career and he just never responds to one of your messages. That just doesn't seem like the kind of guy he is.
We got Money Moicano after New York, so I mean, I think we can pull it off.
Yeah. I don't know if we could get him again, though.
No, probably not. But yeah, it's a nice little card. Got Steve Ercik on there. I'm high on Steve Ercik. Diego Lopez.
Who is Diego Lopez?
He is the guy that came in on like a week's notice and almost beat Movsar Evlov.
So came on like his debut was that?
Yeah, his debut was against Movsar, who was like number 10, and he almost finished him multiple times. So they gave him another fight, and he just absolutely whooped the dude quick. Really? Yeah, in like a minute.
Which fight? I don't remember this guy at all.
He fought Gavin Tucker. He submitted him.
Who?
I mean, Gavin Tucker is the guy that Dan Ige just like wiped out a couple years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You should try to book him on the show.
Yeah. How did it feel?
We talked about you once. Okay, well, That's going to be a really good fight.
Yeah, for sure. Steamroller, Matt Favola.
This is a crazy fight, dude.
Benoit.
I think this is a crazy fight because we have me quoted after the French card of saying that Benoit is going straight to the top.
Yeah. Yeah, you were saying, like, give him top 5.
Right, because I feel the same way about him that I felt about Rodriguez when Rodriguez was getting started. I just have this feeling like he's just going to be on a tear. That being said, Matt Favola is a scary man in there.
I was watching him in what's his name? This
Drew Dober?
No, Valdez. He knocked the guy down, I think, 6 times, and it was only 1 round.
Really?
Yeah, dude. It's just like he's relentless, and he hits hard, like very, very hard to knock out Drew Dober.
Yeah, and I mean it's at Madison Square Garden. We get steamroller, like we get the whole thing. And dude, the reason why I'm really pulling for him is Ray Longo.
Right.
I just can't go against Ray Longo.
They're also both veterans. That's another cool aspect to the fight.
What do you?
They both served.
I was like they've been in the UFC that long. No. I was like, I don't think so.
I mean, Matt has 8 fights.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, he was asking for custom shorts because I think it falls like right before Memorial Day or something like that.
Who do you think's gonna win? Like honestly, it's like such a split thing.
I think Benoit's a dog, and he's very strong. He's big at 55. But I'm gonna go Matt, just off of he's a little more experience, and we've seen Benoit get chinned before. I don't know. I think Matt's no pun intended. He's on a roll. Yeah.
Dude,
I think he gets it done.
What does this mean for Matt if he gets this done?
This is very big. This is probably the biggest unranked win you could get.
Yeah.
When you're in the top 15, like a guy like this.
Who do you get after this?
You look at it like a Moicano maybe because he's not booked up. I don't know. It's maybe a Jalen Turner. I think you definitely try to get him a top 10 fight, but I don't know who would want that.
No disrespect to Moicano, but he's ranked higher than Matt Favola, isn't he?
Yeah, by like 1 or 2. Yeah, but he's number 13.
So he's ranked higher than Drew Dober.
Drew Dober's 15.
Moicano's last win was Brad Riddell.
Yeah, 2022.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I hate to throw some heat at Moicano. His ranking doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense, and I know he got injured, but I think he should have been back by at least December already. Yeah, it sucks because like he's losing. He had a lot of hype coming into that. You're talking about like guy with a lot of experience, got a good win. You could put him in a top 10 fight. Yeah, but now he's been out a year.
Right. He really wanted Dan Hooker, and then Dan Hooker got booked up with Bobby Green.
Well, Bobby's always ready. Like, it makes sense. Like, if we're not gonna wait for you so you can figure your stuff out. If this guy just came off a really good win and he's ready to go. Also, by the way, fight. You know how Grant Dawson was number 10? He's not even in the rankings anymore.
Really?
He dropped out.
Really?
Yeah. He did him dirty.
How does that work?
It shouldn't work. And technically, Bobby should be 10, but he's number 12. So it's not even like he just took his spot. And Dos Anjos is ranked in the top 10.
He's 170, though.
Dos Anjos, his last win at 155 is against Moicano.
Is McGregor in the rankings?
No.
Okay.
That would be ridiculous.
That would be.
He's been out like 2 years already.
Yeah. What's Poirier?
Poirier is number 3, Gaethje number 2, and the champion, the true champion, Charles Oliveira.
There you go.
So let's there were some big announcements recently. Yes. Today. Let me lay them out. We got January, Sean Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis. February, beautiful. Alexander Volkanovski versus Ilia Topuria.
Where are these fights? Have they been announced? Locations?
Location, I don't think so. And then March, Sean O'Malley versus Chito Vera. So, you want to start with January, the fight that was supposed to be Dricus versus Izzy.
Okay, but this makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense. I'm happy that Dricus is getting his shot. Really tough one for me because I would love Sean to keep this belt for a really long time. It's tough for me to, and I'm going to be rooting for Sean. Don't get me wrong. But I just think that Dricus is a tough fight for anybody. And I don't know what fights in that division at the top are going to be like are easy fights because like.
Yeah,
I think you put Jared Cannonier in there after his last performance. I think it's going to be a tough fight for Sean again. I think I don't want the Izzy rematch, but I just think I don't like the thought of Sean only having this belt for 6 months. But I do think that Dricus is going to get in there with all intentions of taking that belt.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not a favorable, at least stylistically, it's not a favorable matchup for Sean because he's always kind of struggled with like forward pressure.
Right.
And, Dricus is very awkward.
I do think it's one of the most exciting fights that's going to be taking place in like a pay-per-view title fight setup. Because, dude, think about it. We are so used to seeing Sean Strickland just at the Apex. And it's cool to see him like getting...
Pay-per-view.
What?
It's a freaking main event on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, but like
it's crazy.
It's rare to even have Sean with crowds.
Yeah, exactly. So in arenas.
Yeah, I mean, look at how much he's fought in the last few years. Majority of them are at the Apex.
Yeah, I think the only one other than the Izzy one was the Alex fight.
Right, that's the only one.
And everything else was Apex.
And then dude, I'm going back to him against Brendan Allen. That was in front of people.
Really? I thought that was Apex.
Look it up. My memory is saying it's in front of people.
Let's see. Yeah, looking back at that, what a great win.
Yeah.
That was Apex, yeah.
Really?
Headliner was Dos Anjos versus Paul Felder. That's crazy.
Huh.
Wow.
You know what? I would have guessed it was like Izzy versus Jan Blachowicz. I would have guessed it was that card.
Well, I don't think they fought on a card together until the Pereira fight. Because he would have made a bigger deal about it.
When you're right, you're right. But
yeah, great fight. Great matchup.
I'm very excited for that matchup. It's the fight that should happen, so I'm excited that they got it right.
Yeah.
Volk versus Ilya also is the fight that should happen. I'm excited that Volk's getting back in there by February. Good for him.
I like
it's not January also.
Exactly. I like that he gets a little bit more time to settle down, have fun in the holidays, and then January get into camp.
I've never been pulling for Volk more.
This is a hard one for me again because I like Topuria a lot. I think he's very good.
He's very good.
And there's not too many things in favor of Volk in this matchup, at least. He just got knocked out or knocked down or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Topuria is physically like a very similar matchup. And he hits hard. Like he hits very, very, very hard. So, I don't know. I'm excited.
There's not much to go off of Topuria like in the last year because saying Topuria versus Emmett, that's not what this is going to be like.
No, I mean there are similarities in terms of like Josh Emmett build wise has very long arms, which is what Volk has as well. Like he's shorter, but he has really long arms, so it kind of throws you off.
Okay, but correct me if I'm wrong. But Topuria versus Emmett. Nothing to go off of there. Topuria versus Mitchell is the fight before that, and Mitchell had the flu, so nothing to go off of there. And
The flu doesn't. No.
He was sick as a dog. That wasn't normal Bryce Mitchell.
I don't know, bro. I feel like that would have happened if he was fully healthy anyways. Like, this guy is just that good.
It's hard to say that would have happened regardless. And then Topuria, his fight before that was at 155, right? In London.
Yeah, with Jai Herbert.
Yeah.
Which saw him go through some adversity. He can get hurt and recover. Or if you want to look at it like he can get hurt and get finished. So, it's very interesting. It's weird to even, like, think of Volk in a way like he could get knocked out. You know, he's never come into a fight off of this situation, so who knows?
Well, it's the fight that should happen, so I'm happy that they got it right once again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't too excited for like a Max interim fight.
No. But now that leads me to Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto.
Yes.
This is not the fight that should be made. This is not what should be happening. I don't care. I really don't care that it's like, okay, we got Sean. We got him to get the belt, like, as the UFC. We built him up this high. I mean, he's got a documentary coming out about him. I like Sean O'Malley. I think he's awesome. I don't think that this is the move that he should have called for.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you want to go off of that, like, it makes him look like he's ducking,
everyone?
The real fight, yeah.
Like, everyone?
But Corey's hurt, so he's out.
How hurt is
he? Cejudo, I mean, he tore his
No, I know, I'm just kidding.
He's pretty
I know.
Yeah, no one wants to see Cejudo fight for the belt again. He just did it. So he's really ducking Merab is the real,
Right.
I don't see any reason why Merab wouldn't be getting this fight.
Yeah, the only reason Cheeto's getting it is because their history.
Yeah.
And because Cheeto's actually a popular name.
And you know what? Good for Cheeto. Like, I've always been a Cheeto fan.
Me too, for sure.
Take your opportunity when you can get it. Like, look at what Sean just did.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's definitely more entertaining, I think, than Merab would be. I mean, did you... Sean O'Malley was on the MMA Hour, actually, in studio today. And Cheeto called in, which was kind of cool, because he called Ariel's, who, like, FaceTimed in. And that was funny. Like, they're funny together. Like, Cheeto and Sean have, like, funny energy together, which I like.
I'll be rooting for Cheeto. I've been a fan since he came in. So, to see him, like, he's been in the UFC for a long ass time in comparison to how old he is.
Yeah.
So I'm pulling for him. Nothing about his last performance says that he's gonna come in here and beat his ass, but you never know.
That'd be the craziest way to win a belt, though.
Yeah.
Like, it really would be. You get destroyed by Corey Sandhagen. What?
It wasn't destroyed. It was like he didn't do anything, Corey's like...
That's like saying Derek Lewis didn't get destroyed by Almeida.
He didn't. He got controlled. Delusional Derek Lewis fans.
All right, so Cheeto's your guy for that?
I'm going Cheeto for that one, yeah.
Do you think he's going to do it? Like, you think he's going to get it done?
I mean... I liked what I saw in the first fight. He was kicking his legs. Another thing where, like, build-wise, they're very similar in comparison to everyone else in the division. Mm-hmm. Like, they're bigger guys for 35. But, yeah, I mean, if he's going to pull this thing where he starts slow and tries to play, that game with Sean, I could see Sean taking it. So, I don't know. He needs to have some urgency earlier in the fight. Especially now when you're fighting for the belt. That's like your goal. So,
I mean, the real move would just be to just ambush him. Just go out there and just run at him, Just shock him.
I think that's what we learned from the Aljamain fight. Like, you can't give him too much respect.
Right.
Because he'll take it and, make you feel it. But look at guys who have... Like, Pedro Munoz was very just in his face. Not kind of respecting anything that was coming back at him.
Yeah.
And that was... You could see Sean a lot more hesitant in that fight. Versus, and then obviously he grows from that. The same kind of thing happens in the Piotr fight. where Piotr doesn't give him too much respect, but it's a closer, back and forth. I don't know. We'll see.
We will.
We'll see. And that leaves a lot of confusion for me as to what's going to be headlining 300.
I'm going with what I said, man.
McGregor Chandler.
Yeah, I'm sticking with it.
Dude, that's so insane.
That's what I'm sticking with.
That's so insane.
Why?
To think like the hype for 300 has been building up for a minute now.
But who would be bigger than it right now? Think about it.
It's just crazy to me that Michael Chandler is the biggest fight of the year.
Just give me a bigger name right now. Not a bigger name than Chandler. I'm saying a bigger fight to make right now.
None.
John Jones is out. All these guys are out. Izzy's taking time. I don't even think Izzy, after losing the belt, would be bigger than Chandler versus McGregor.
I think only thing you could do bigger, and timeline wise, I don't know if this would work, but is like an Islam versus Leon, some kind of double champ. But that's assuming Leon wins in December and is not. I'm just saying, like, there's no. Yeah, to your point, there's no real clear big fight.
You mean Islam versus Colby is what you mean?
That would be pretty big, also. Yeah,
I like that. I like that a lot, but
yeah,
I still don't think it's bigger.
No, it's weird. Yeah, like honestly, Yuri and Alex is a fight that could have been on 300.
Yeah, but not as a.
For the belt, that shit is like the most. I feel like this is gonna be incredibly violent.
From our standpoint, we're more excited for this. From a business standpoint, I think even having like McGregor versus Islam would be ridiculously big.
Dude, they could do it.
It'd be insane.
They could do it because
what if they announced that?
I don't know. You know what you could throw on 300? You could do Gaethje and Islam. That'd be pretty big. He's got the BMF belt now.
Do you want Gaethje to fight Islam versus Charles?
I do, because I think we saw Charles already. And
you wanted Charles before he got hurt.
Yeah, but that was already the matchup. It's just what it is what it is. I'm going to root for Charles. But I wasn't petitioning for a Charles versus Islam rematch. It was whatever.
No loyalty with this guy.
What? I wasn't dreaming about the rematch at night, But I would like to see Gaethje at least try to do something to Islam. Who knows?
He's looked pretty good these last few fights.
He has. And I think really all of this just, leads to the question, where does Kevin Lee fit into all of this?
What about Tony Ferguson? Is he going to get it done? What about Tony Ferguson? Is he going to get it done?
Oh, we're going to December already?
No, I'm not ready for that.
I don't even thought about that because I know I'm going to be sad.
No, don't say that.
I know I am. Every time I get too excited, it's just I can't. I have to.
So he has to win one of these.
Yeah, that's what we've said the last 7 times. But this is the one. He can win this one.
Dude, Jared Gordon's on the card this weekend. Our boy.
Who's he fighting? I think it's Mark Madsen.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that dude might be the worst. Not worst, because he's good, but he's just not entertaining whatsoever.
Mark?
Yeah.
Jared's gonna beat him.
Probably.
Don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, Mark Madsen is not really an MMA fighter. He's got obviously Olympic level wrestling, but
he's gonna be like, oh, I'm here to fight. I'm here to fight you.
Is that Jared?
Yeah.
That's incredibly accurate.
You asked me if it was him. That's how accurate it was.
Yeah. I had to check.
Nice.
Joshua Van is on this card.
Thanks, Sal. Thank you.
I like Joshua Van.
Yeah, for sure.
He beat Zumagulov last fight.
Yeah. Big win.
So good card. Good little card.
Well, who you got for the last 2?
Oh, yes. Well, we didn't even finish the card. We got Jessica Andrade, Mackenzie Dern, your favorite.
Wait. Is that the third fight to the
That's
end?
the third fight from the top, yeah.
Oh, come on. Really?
I don't know. I think, like, even if Mackenzie does beat Andrade, I don't know what that really does for you now. Andrade has been beat like 4 times already in a row.
You know what's funny about women's MMA?
Yeah.
You can have a performance like Jessica Andrade against Lauren Murphy, and people are like, wow, she's incredible. and then
get finished.
Right.
Yeah.
3
times in a row. I'm looking at this right now. I didn't even realize when she fights this Saturday, it'll be her 5th fight of the year.
Yeah, dude. She's fought a lot.
God damn. She fought
through
January, February,
Wait, against
May.
Who? Against who?
Oh, sorry. Okay, so January 21st, 2023, beats the shit out of Lauren Murphy.
Yes.
She's on a 3-fight win streak, looking good.
Yeah.
In February, gets destroyed by Erin Blanchfield. Just destroyed.
Yeah.
And then gets knocked out in May by Yan Xiaonan.
Awesome fight.
Cold.
Yeah. Right.
And then Tatiana Suarez in August, again, beats her ass and submits her. And she's back in November.
You got to think she's got this one over Mackenzie Dern, right?
I honestly, I probably, in this matchup, I would go with Jessica.
Nice.
Good
pick. Solid pick.
I'm going with Jessica. You're the worst, dude. You just don't like Mackenzie. I don't get it.
You don't get it?
I don't get it. I like Mackenzie.
Then why don't you pick her?
I don't think she's that great of a fighter, but...
But you just like her?
Yeah. She's cool.
She's cool?
She's cool or whatever.
Yeah.
And then this one, I think, in terms of a heavyweight matchup, I think this is a lot more exciting than Stipe and Jones. But we got Sergey Pavlovich versus Tom Aspinall.
I mean, I was really excited for that last fight, though. Like, I really was excited for Jones. I was excited to see what would happen in that.
Yeah. But this is the future. Like, you know, this is the new... I mean, heavyweight hasn't had, like, a real young guy win a belt forever. It's either been DC, Stipe, Ngannou, or Jones for, like, the last freaking 10 years.
I've been really trying lately, especially after you and I had that, like, 15-minute long conversation about why and, like, what it is about British people I dislike. So I've been really trying to analyze it about in myself more.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom Aspinall is, like, somebody who, for years, I've been really, really enjoying. It's getting on my nerves now.
Why? What do you do?
Just, you know, that whole thing that they do.
With their accent?
Just the whole talking thing and...
Oh. Just the whole, you know, like, existing bullshit. It's really pissing me off. The way he's breathing.
He's like, I'm a great fighter. Like, I just...
He's a great fighter.
No, the way, like, it's just that self-determination thing. It's like that combo with the British thing is just...
You're like, I really hate the way he believes in himself. What a piece of shit.
No, I don't know. I'm...
Who you think wins? Take away how he talks Britishly.
I think Sergey is going to win. I will say, all hate aside, I do like Tom Aspinall. He seems like an awesome guy. And I think that it'll be very exciting for MMA, for fans, if Tom wins, because I think there's a connection with people. I think people really like Tom. He obviously comes off as a nice guy. And I'm not saying that Sergey is not. I just can't understand him. So that's my fault. That's my fault.
Yeah, learn Russian, goddammit.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's awesome too. So I would be very happy if Tom won. I really would be. I just think Sergey is, you know, it's the heavyweight division. I think Sergey is the scariest man in the division. And there's something about me that always wants that to win. Because I know anybody who gets in there with him, like, if he's the champion with that belt, it's going to be scary. Like, that's going to be a scary thing. So I do like that. I even like the mysterious aspect of like not being able to understand the heavyweight champion. He just like gets in there and knocks people out, leaves for 6 months, gets in there and knocks people. Like I like that.
It's like what was so I guess like the aura, like Fedor. Yeah. Fedor had that where it was like this guy is just stone just cold
monster.
Yeah, and you don't know what the hell he's saying, and he's just ending people's lives like back to back.
I like that because there's no sales pitch. There's nothing.
Yeah, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
I do think that this fight ends quickly, though. I don't see it going 5. I think for both sides, if they're going to win, I think it's going to be shockingly quick.
First round.
And easy for either guy. Yeah.
First round, don't you think?
First round.
Yeah.
And that's not just because they're heavyweights. I think it's because of both of their skill levels so early. Like,
they're finishers for sure.
Yeah. Like there is no getting into a flow state. They're in the fight and that's it. They're they're already seeing. They're making their reads already. So I think I'm probably I'm gonna go with Tom Aspinall.
Nice.
By sub, first round.
Wow.
That's what I think. I sound like a casual.
No, I think Sergey catches him. So we're torn on that.
Well, I think we should just end the podcast now because that we disagree. I think that's just it.
Well, we got to disagree on the fight before.
Cancel a fighting chance.
We have to disagree on one more fight.
Yeah. I'm kidding. We got Yuri Prochaska versus Alex Pereira for the vacant light heavyweight belt.
I've gone back and forth on this one a few times. For a while I was just Alex is going to win. That's just how it's going to happen. I don't know, man. Something about this week is telling me Yuri's going to get his belt back.
This is the most 50-50 I've been on a fight in a minute.
Yeah.
I just it's such a toss up because of how dangerous both of them are.
It's one of those things. Yeah. What were we saying?
No, I was saying I think Yuri has the advantage of the weight class. He's been at 205. He's used to being that big. Alex looked a lot slower last fight than, which is normal. You're fighting freaking 20 pounds up.
Right.
So yeah, I'm still leaning Alex just because of I don't think the awkwardness of Yuri is going to fare well against the left hook from that man.
I'm incredibly 50-50 on this one, and I think this is one of those I'm persuaded by I don't understand Alex when he talks, and I understand Yuri when he talks, and it's one of those things that I think they're both incredibly cerebral people, when it comes to their spirituality towards fighting, and I think that it comes through, and it's obvious with both of them. But I just think about myself if I were a martial artist, and it's exactly the way that I think about how I would want to be is exactly how Yuri is.
Yeah.
I really would want to be a samurai the way that Yuri is. Yeah. And there's just something literally he can go away for a year and then he can come back and I can listen to him talk for 10 minutes and I'm just immediately hooked in. I'm sucked right back into how I was a year ago listening to this dude. And I'm just I'm pulling for him. Not necessarily pulling for him. I'm just I'm enamored. I'm in awe of him. I'm just he's a very mysterious creature in this wild world. I don't think there's a lot of Yuri Prochaskas. Yeah,
definitely.
So I think I'm going Yuri.
I like it.
But I don't know. I mean, it's not one of those things in the last two fights. It's not. This isn't like Leon. I'm not going to be sad either way in these last two fights.
I think that's why I'm 50-50 is I could really root for either guy 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that it's happening. I'm glad that this is who they went for to fight for the vacant title. That that division's had a lot of up and downs the last year. So this will be a good, I guess, kind of reset. They have not a real champion, but they have a champion now. And the division can move forward. Rakic is probably coming back soon. they're gonna look at that Magomed Johnny Walker rematch. Like things are starting to, clean up a little at 205.
Get some normalcy into this division.
Yeah, they haven't had any since forever. Maybe like Shogun era.
John Jones.
But I mean, that wasn't normal. You know what I mean? That was a guy that was. It's like raining on the division. There's no. I mean, you're finding people for him. He fought Ovid St. Preux, who was like number 10.
Yeah,
like that's how far down he had to go. And he did. He gave him a good fight. I think Ovens did really good that fight. But yeah, this is like a new, fresh breath of air. That's what's up.
Nice, bro.
Nice, bro.
Are we good? Is that it?
I think that's it, right? We covered everything.
Yeah. Unless you want to talk talk food, candy, anything.
What's your favorite Halloween candy that you destroyed this last week?
Dude, the thing is, Emily was sick, and she gets so excited for passing out candy. Like, yeah. She gets really excited. She got she got a kangaroo outfit. And so she couldn't pass out candy because she had the flu. So she has like 6 huge bags of candy that she's going to take back. I did not go trick-or-treating because I'm 33 years old. But dude, lately, as far as candy goes, Emily found like these BOGO, they're like little Nerds candy, but it's like Nerds, yes. But they're Nerds rope in like little. You know what I'm talking about? You do.
Yeah, Pablo bought a 2-pound bag of them.
Dude, those things
not that long ago
are freaking incredible.
They're crack.
You like them?
They're crack cocaine. Yeah, okay, it's insane. It's
actually insane, and I found out that if you mix them with some sour gummy worms.
What?
Like by mix, I mean like eat a gummy worm, eat one of those.
Yeah.
The flavor that it creates might be my favorite flavor on earth.
Which gummy worms though? Like the Albanese?
These were just sour gummy worms.
But like what brand?
Oh shit, dude! I'll get back to you on that. I don't know. I'm not much. Don't want to promote them on the show.
We'll promote Doritos.
No, but dude, those things are crack though. That's my favorite candy really currently. Those Nerds gummies.
Yeah, Nerds gummies are pretty.
I'm not a chocolate guy. I'm a gummy guy.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not huge on chocolate. Like I got rid of all my Hershey's.
Yeah, no, I like gummies. Hershey's. I like gummies lately, and
you like sour punch straws? That's what I was destroying this year.
No, that sounds great.
Best. You haven't had a sour punch straw?
It's just like the straw, like the sugary powder.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Nah.
You don't like them, or you haven't had them?
I'm sure I like them. I haven't had them in a long time.
Those are good. I like those. Nice. I mean, they're kind of like Sour Patch Kids, just in like a string.
Dude, I can eat like an entire bag of those Nerds gummies, and next thing you know, it's like what happened in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, and then you can't shit for 4 days.
Pretty much. You just got to drink a lot of liquid when you wake up.
Yeah.
All right, my man. I think we covered it.
Yeah. Well, you got to tell me about Damon Jackson, so don't leave.
Okay, goodbye.
But thank you guys for tuning in. And
yeah, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, ring the bell for notifications, and take care.
Peace.